Is this $40 exhaust from Walmart any good? Well, today we're gonna be putting it through the test and seeing if it's worth your hard-earned money. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Have you ever bought a bike without a aftermarket exhaust? You want to hear the sound the engine makes, but when you go to rev it, you just get that weird white noise stock exhaust sound. So you go to buy exhaust, but there is one big issue. You get to the internet, you search in the exact exhaust for your bike and find out, you know, full systems can be upwards to $1,000. Depending on if you have to get a slip-on or a full system, it can be very pricey. That's where this guy comes in. This costs $40 on Walmart, and no, if you plan on going and walking into a Walmart, picking this up and leaving with it, not gonna happen. This is a online only purchase, but it is directly from Walmart's website. I'll leave a link in the description. Real quick, we're gonna install this onto this beautiful Yamaha FZ-07, do some sound tests, ride it around and see how it sounds. All right, we got our tools here. Gonna go ahead and pop this bad boy on. Hopefully it's super easy, we'll see. Don't pay attention to the fact that my exhaust is finger tight. I don't wanna talk about it. Also, another thing, I don't even know if this exhaust is going to fit because it is a completely different exhaust, different type. So I'm kind of just guessing here. Not sure if it's gonna fit or not, but we're gonna give it a shot. We'll make it work. If we have to weld something, we'll weld it. I don't care, this exhaust is going on today. And here is our old SC Project clone. It looks absolutely terrible. This is 3 years on this exhaust, so I expected it to be bad, but like, just look at that. It's taken a beating for sure. It's been on and off the bike multiple times. It's corroded, it's disgusting. And I typically wash my bikes a lot, so I'm not really sure what's going on there, just cheaply made exhaust things, I guess. But let's go ahead and get the new exhaust on. Moment of truth for this brand new exhaust. Does it fit? Oh, shoot. If it's good enough. I don't know if my springs are gonna stretch that far. Ow. There we go, one spring on. The only issue I'm foreseeing right now is the fact that there's no room. This exhaust is just a clone. It's not made for any specific bike. That's why it's super cheap. So I'm not really sure if we're gonna be able to use the bracket or not, but I'm hoping these springs will hold it on. No way that was that easy to get on. Yep, nope, we're gonna have to risk it for the biscuit here. All right, our old exhaust is off. We got our new one installed. Unfortunately, the bracket didn't quite fit because this exhaust isn't as tall as that other one. So the full system I bought is bent just for this one. It's made to fit this one, not that one, but we got it on with just the 2 springs. So I think that'll be good enough just for this test. We'll see if it falls off when I'm riding or if it, you know, does some really bad things to the headers, but we're gonna go ahead and try it. I almost forgot about the most important part of this video, making this exhaust a legit anaerobic. Welcome to the review of my legit $800 slip-on I bought. Now, this exhaust will sound 10 times, if not 50 times better. All right, let's go ahead and turn the bike on and hear how this $40 Walmart exhaust sounds. Turn it on, starting in 3, 2, 1. All right, due to the fact that the bike is a Yamaha, it actually never started. Just kidding. But I wanted to give a quick mention to Next Ride Apparel. We sell a bunch of different jet tags for your next motorcycle. Right now, they are buy one, get one free. Please check it out. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's give it a couple revs, even though it may or may not be warm right now. Oh, it's shaking so bad. It's shaking. I am pretty sure the decibel deleter in here is loose and just shaking. They're probably like, yeah, most of these squids out here are just gonna take that out, never put it back in. I'm leaving it in because I don't want it to be excessively loud, but we'll do some tests with and without it, especially with it vibrating, it sounds like trash. So we're gonna fix that real quick and then we're gonna go do some of our on-road tests. All right, so here she is. We are about ready to ride. It's all installed, good to go. We got our mics rigged up. Real quick, I'm gonna hop on this bike. Let's go ahead and hear how it sounds. And I'm looking at it, what the heck? It's smoking. That's probably all of our old paint and oils and whatever they put on this exhaust, or the sticker, who knows. But yeah, anyways, let's jump on the bike, see how she sounds. Now, you heard the startup through my microphone I was wearing for the review portion. Now I'm going to go ahead and start this up and see how it sounds with that mic. pretty good, not gonna lie. So overall, the notes I'm getting is it's a little tamed down versus the SC Project. It's a little quieter. It takes kind of that high end of the exhaust out. It's more low note. You get those nice deep sounds from this exhaust, which I can only imagine if this is how the clone sounds, I would be amazed to see what riding with a real anaprobic would sound like. Probably be absolutely amazing. This bike makes good sounds to begin with. Paired with the right exhaust, oh, it would sound amazing. And as far as power goes, I don't feel a difference at all. It feels just the same as it did with my old exhaust, so I'm not really feeling any major differences there. Oh, and this is a cop. Nice. Nice. So if you think about it, I could buy one anaprobic, say it's just the slip-on. We'll do best case scenario, your bike takes just slip-on exhaust. You don't got to do a full system. I think they're around $600 to $800 versus, you know, you get one of these exhausts, again, it's about $40, $50 depending on the exhaust you buy. So, you know, you could buy like so many of these exhausts for the cost of that $800. What is that? 20 of them, if I can do math? I don't know. You could buy a lot of these exhausts for the same price as one. So even if they did deteriorate over time, you could switch it out. You could have fun with it. You could get different clones that sound just a hair different. I mean, you could do really whatever you want. These exhausts are so cheap. What is that noise? I heard something weird there. Am I not the only one that heard that? That side's good. That side's good. I don't know what's going on. That's weird. Oh, you know what? I think that decibel deleter fell out. No freaking way. I think that decibel deleter fell out. It sounds so much louder now. I'm gonna pull into the gas station and see, but I tightened it down right before we left, so I don't know what's going on, but we're gonna pull into this gas station real quick and see. It sounds louder. It has to have fallen out. Yep. We lost her. Freaking no way. Also, what is this? Wow, there's like hair coming out of this exhaust. What is going on? I don't know if it's worth going to find in this busy traffic, to be completely honest with you. But we'll see. Maybe there's somewhere I can stop and get it, but I highly, highly doubt it. It's so much louder now. That is so funny. I can't believe we're just riding and the freaking decibel deleter falls out. I gotta keep an eye out for it because it was somewhere over here, if I remember right. It was like right over here somewhere, and I'm not seeing it. Yeah, there it is. No freaking way. There it is. It is way too busy to get that. I'm going to leave that there and come back for it a different day later at night when it's less busy, because there's no way I'm going and fetching that in this traffic. Just like that. How to remove your decibel deleter from a $40 exhaust. All you gotta do is ride it for 20 minutes and it will fall out. The sound difference with that decibel deleter out, it's definitely more aggressive, definitely like 3 times louder than it was before. So not a big fan of the loudness level. I do think it almost sounds better with it out. Yeah, overall, you know, if I had to choose, I'd probably keep that decibel deleter in. If you don't mind a loud exhaust, take it out. It honestly sounds better, but if you don't want to have all your neighbors hate you, definitely probably keep it in. But overall, you know, it's completely up to you. All right, so what are our final thoughts on this beautiful $40 Walmart exhaust? And I will say it sounded a little better than I expected. The SC Project clone I have is very like raspy. You can just tell it's cheap, put next to a name brand exhaust. But this one actually sounds pretty decent. I'm not mad with the sound quality. It's kind of just a little above what I expected. So are you better off buying a cheap exhaust like this, saving your hundreds of dollars, or should you go ahead and buy a name brand exhaust? After hearing this exhaust, after owning a cheap one for long term, I would say if you have the extra funds, if you can spare the extra money, and especially if you have a bike where you can just install slip-on, absolutely get the name brand exhaust. They sound better, they'll look better as time goes by. As you saw, my SC Project looked like trash after just a couple short years of only like 6,000 miles that exhaust has on it, and it looks like garbage. So looks, you know, sounds, and then just overall performance, especially if you plan on getting a tune, I would not tune something if you're gonna have a cheap exhaust on it. However, if you don't have the extra funds, you wanna be able to hear your bike, I don't think this is a bad option. You know, you can hear the bike, it sounds decent. So I think it just kind of depends. If you have the money to spend, definitely go with the name brand. If you don't, I think this is a great alternative. You know, I don't have many issues with it. Just like I said, long term, they don't hold up as well. It doesn't sound quite as good, but it is pretty close. You wouldn't really be able to tell unless you put them side by side, especially in person. I'm sure this audio doesn't do it justice, but I do think overall, you can't go wrong either way. If I had the money, go with the nice one. If I didn't, this will work for now.